Hi, my name is Braden Stiller. I'm a Senior Solutions Consultant here at Streamline Partners, and today I'm doing a demo of our AI Analyst integration in ForMe. AI Analyst is an integration with the ChatGPT technology by OpenAI, and today I'll be demonstrating a couple of use cases around what we can do with an AI Analyst. The first is when a request comes in, and what AI Analyst is going to do is it's actually going to suggest a response, something that the specialist can go back with. So we can see here, here's one that a customer has raised saying, they're having some issues with Microsoft Teams. All they get is a black screen. How can we help? AI Analyst has replied with an internal note, and it has given us a suggestion on how to reply to the customer. And this is pretty good. It's also found a knowledge article within ForMe as well. And if we open that one up, we can see there's some information in here around MS Teams and having some issues with headsets, which is probably not what we're looking for today. But what you will find is interesting is that it was created by AI Analyst. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to reply to the customer with these steps because this is a really handy reply. So I'm going to go in there, save that, and that's just going to sit there. Then the customer is going to reply to me with a response, and we can see the customer has come back and they've said, okay, so they've tried that, but it doesn't seem to work. They need to be administrator to access the device manager. Now, me being a lowly tier one, maybe I'm an intern, I don't know what that is. I can actually talk to the AI Analyst with an internal note as if I was collaborating on this ticket with a tier 3. So I might ask AI Analyst, what does the customer mean by this? And what's really cool about this is we don't have to provide it with any of the prior info that the customer had raised. We've created the integration to capture the context and the relevancy of the comments in the request itself. And we can see that in its reply. So we can see here that the AI Analyst has replied here, it's mentioned me, and it says the customer is saying they're unable to access device manager because it required administrative privileges. Now you can imagine in another world where it may be a particular error message or something else, the AI Analyst may go into more detail. So I might go in and say to the customer, and the customer is going to come back. And they've come back with an error. So I can go, okay, well, have you tried turning it on and off? And the customer is going to come back and say, that fixed it. So fantastic. So now I might go, well, you know what? This is a really cool request for a knowledge article. So I'm going to go in, and what I can do is I can actually ask AI Analyst to make me a knowledge article from this ticket. And you'll notice once again, we're just using natural language to interact with the AI Analyst. It feels very, very real, as if you're working through the ticket with a real person. We don't have to use keywords or macros or any type of particular language. We've just trained the integration to understand the intent and also what is required. So if I scroll down here now, we can see that AI Analyst has come back, and it's mentioned me again, which is fantastic. And it says I've gone ahead and created you a knowledge article. So I can go and click through. We can see it's been made by the AI Analyst. We can see that it's currently not validated because we still want some human intervention. We still want to have humans come in and verify the facts. But we can see it's given us a title that's relevant to the ticket. So we knew we had some issues with Microsoft Teams. There was a webcam issue and a black screen. And it's also given us keywords in this regard as well, which is fantastic. Gives us a quick description of what the users may be experiencing, and then also some instructions, which is great because it's captured this from the request. We can see here that it's captured original advice, and then also later on in the ticket, if you encounter an error message, try turning your webcam on and off again. If this issue persists, contact your IT support team for further assistance. So we can see it's captured part of the ticket request itself and included that in a knowledge article. Another feature we've also have in the AI Analyst as well is team assignment. So one thing that we find is when we change assignments, I'm going to change this over to Andy, for example. Let's say I've escalated this to a tier 2. Rather than the new specialist having to read through the history and understand what's happened on the ticket, we can actually get AI Analyst to summarize the ticket for us. So if I scroll down to the bottom here, we'll see that AI Analyst, once again, an internal note, and has mentioned Andy, and has said, here's a summary of the request so far. So the customer was having trouble with their webcam on Microsoft Teams, getting a black screen. Support desk analysts recommend uninstalling, restarting, and making the customer an admin to access the device manager. They encountered an error message, but the analyst suggests turning the webcam on and off again, which resolved the issue. And that summarizes essentially what has happened through the ticket.